Aloha and thank you so much for joining into this video. This is Brendan and you're about to watch a weekly team tarot card draw that we do here through the Paradigm Shift Central project as an opportunity for us to be able to check in with the cosmic forecasts that is being brought to us this week, to be able to tap into some additional inspiration, to be able to just connect as community. So what we're going to be doing here, I've got my deck. This is the Ananda Tarot deck for those of you who are interested. I've made a bunch of videos in the past. This is actually a process of me starting to get back into the routine of this. So if you enjoy this video, even if you're just like within the first minute of it, be sure to hit that like button if you're watching this on YouTube or whatever platform you're on, because that lets me know that this is valuable to you and you would like to see more of it, and then I shall keep doing this. And the idea would be that this is something that we can do on Monday. So as I just take note of the fact that my deck is kind of like, oh god, some of the cards are some way, some of the cards are the other way. It's been a while since I've used it. So nonetheless, let's get right into this. I'm just going to be shuffling this up a little bit. So again, what we're doing a single card draw. We'll drop into the space, get clear on our intention of just show us what we need to see. And by me making this video, again, I want this to be able to inspire you, maybe a little inspire you to start working with tarot decks in your own way. And then we're going to read from the card, the book about the card. And then from there, I'm going to give you a little bit more of my interpretation of it. And yeah, it'll be really cool to see what synchronicities arise once again this time. And as a reminder that I do private one-on-one tarot sessions with people, so if that's something you're interested in, be sure to send me a message. I'll try to make myself available for that. And I also do private monthly coaching as well, so if you want to just have even more of me in your life, then please feel free to message me about that as well, and it all helps support the team. So getting the cards all situated, some of them are some way, some of them are the other way, but that's okay. Shuffle this one more time without looking. All right, here we go. Okay. All right. So, hands floating above the deck right now. You're watching this beyond space and time. I want you to literally, as part of the practice, just drop into this. Take a breath here, even just to simply be able to align yourself with being able to receive whatever messages come your way. And we'll just drop into our intention. Oh, great cosmic tarot deck. Oh, great wisdom of the universe. Show us what we need to see. Bloop. All right. Today's card is Cups 3. So let's take a look at this card. Honestly, in the back of my mind, I'm like, oh, what if we get the Fool card on April Fools? Like, how crazy would that be? So, but we didn't. But nonetheless, let's get right into this interpretation for this card, 3 of Cups. So I'm going to hold the card up like this. You're going to be able to just pay attention to the image. We'll look into this. So what image are we looking at? And then from here, I'll read a little bit more from the book. So again, looking into this, this is literally 3 cups floating over a majestic landscape with a square behind them, which almost serves as kind of like a door or some kind of portal. And we can see the forest and the rolling hills and the twilight in the sky. So 3 of Cups, the image. And just allow yourself to kind of like receive this as a meditation. So even if you just want to close your eyes. The image. Above a fertile, charming summer landscape, 3 glasses of red wine hover as if on a higher level. Meaning, it is with water's nature to flow freely and thereby find the path of least resistance. Going with the flow of collective emotions means contributing to the well-being of the environment, according to one's inner being, without neglecting one's own individuality. Through the unhindered flow of positive, life-affirming feelings, this card expresses a comfortable position, be it in the family as the smallest unit within social structure, or in a greater community connection. Every situation is colored by the influence of feelings. The whole is therefore more than the sum of its parts, for the emotional condition of various singular beings has influence on the collective climate. I'll reread that part again. The whole is therefore more than the sum of its parts, for the emotional condition of various singular beings has influence on the collective climate. This in turn has its effect on material manifestation. This is how man reaps what he sows. The fertile outcome of collective attempts is expressed in deep connection and humane warmth. By participating in celebrations as they come, common agreements finds its expression in mutual shared joy. Experiences of desire, zest for life, and cheerfulness can then be gratefully accepted as a gift of life. I'm laughing about something else. Astrological significance. Venus, Jupiter, trine aspects. Keywords: world of emotions, sensuality, zest for life, pleasure, letting emotions flow, fullness, mutual agreement. Traditional meaning: connection, cheerfulness, collective consciousness, fertility, gratefulness, fulfillment, celebration, acceptance. This is a very, very beautiful card to be able to receive, especially as one to just be able to like correlate with the changing of the seasons and the springtime and the start of a week. Again, every time that we do these cards, I want you to be able to understand that like it's not so much about just like, hey, this is predicting your future or whatever, but this is a mirror for us to be able to see an important part of ourselves, to be reminded of it, to be able to embody it, to be able to be having it in the forefront of our consciousness, and then to be able to act on it. So for this card, again, like really just like hitting on some of the key words: world of emotion, sensuality, zest for life, pleasure, letting emotions flow, fullness, mutual agreement. This card is a very powerful card because it really does invite us to be able to embody these virtues. What does it mean when we can be able to be in our own, be confirmed, be in our own inspiration, to be in our own confidence, to be in a place where we literally are just in this flow state without losing ourselves to the flow. You know, it's like this idea that we're kind of like, we're moving down a river, but we are still in our own boat, but the river is guiding us. And then it's about being able to read the river. It's about being able to flow with the river. It's about being able to become one with the river. You think of like the way how a surfer rides. Like, how does a surfer ride? He doesn't fight the wave. Rather, he relates to it. He understands it, and then he allows the natural rhythms of it to be able to bring him up into form. And so I think even with this card, it's really reminding us that there is a natural flow to the way in which things unfold, that if we're able to go with it, if we're able to kind of like release our resistance to whatever may be coming, because it's oftentimes that it's not the actual lesson itself that may be hard. It's not the actual emotions themselves that may be the problem, quote unquote, the problem, but rather it's our resistance to them. And so when we allow a natural flow within the teachings, within the lessons, within the inspiration, within the synchronicities to occur, we can get back up on that surfboard and we can allow it to take us into new dimensions. We can allow it to take us in new planes of inspiration. So again, with this card, a lot of it is going with the flow of collective emotions means contributing to the well-being of the environment according to one's inner being without neglecting one's own individuality. So a lot of this card is also being able to intentionally show up with service, to be able to intentionally realize that the flow that we are a part of is also one that we are creating. You know, like, how are we contributing to the waters? You know, the waters are an interesting thing. Like, we can kind of bring our own energy into them, but then at the same time, like, the waters will evidently also like purify any of the energies that may not be fully serving us. So I mean, you can kind of like get into these metaphors where it's like, you know, even if you enter, this is a beauty of water, this is a beauty of life, that it crystallizes, it purifies. And so if you're like dirty, quote unquote dirty, meaning like maybe you've got self-limiting beliefs, maybe you've just got like shame and habits that you're working through, the flow of life, the natural river of life will evidently clean these things off of you if you allow it to. You know, but maybe you don't even want to jump into that river. Maybe you're just like, I don't know, man, like I'm scared of that river. But when you allow yourself to go into it, you allow the purification to be able to naturally unfold. You allow the flow to be able to clear those things off you. And it's like almost like the flow of the universe kind of like absorbs, it kind of like rinses out the muddiness. It kind of dissolves it into the water. So you don't always have to worry about the idea. And this is probably a powerful message. For sometimes, we think that like, oh, I really want to be a part of a very uplifting, positive community, but maybe I don't really know if I'm at the place to be able to enter it in a way where I won't be muddying the waters, so to speak. But at the same time, it is understanding that it's through the process of even getting in the water that we can allow ourselves to become cleared of that mud, knowing that the waters of the river will actually kind of like take them on force. It will dissolve it, right? Like you put a person who's like a little dirty, they step into the waters, like you might see like a cloud of dirt appear. But then beyond that, it just kind of like dissolves into the waters, and suddenly it becomes like as if it was never there. And so our intention each time is to like bring in our best self into the water, but to not feel shame when we feel like sometimes we need the waters to be able to help clear us. And so this is like to be able to help clean us. And so this is like why community is so important, and why, again, even just you watching this video is so important, because like we are constantly in this state where we live in society, we're constantly having like this mud kind of pile up on us. And again, the mud is nothing to be ashamed of. The mud is just like a byproduct of this reality. But we realize that this mud is like dirt that is covering the lens of our heart. And when this is the case, it prevents our entire light from shining through. And so when we step into the waters and go with that flow and be around other communities who are in like these waters of inspiration, it can clear the husk, it can clear the dirt so that we can shine brighter. And then we keep on adding to the waters. We might like step away from the river and then we might kind of come back. But as we do, we step in with intention. We step in with like as little gunk as possible, so to speak, knowing that like if everyone were to just like jump in the waters all at once full of gunk, like that'd be some pretty like messy waters. And maybe like if it's like not like a river, maybe it's a pool, and suddenly it becomes like stagnant. And then it's like, is that a healthy community and everything like that? But when you're in a place where the waters are constantly flowing, you can understand that there is medicine to be able to receive by being amongst others who are on a shared purpose, who are in a shared story of service, of inspiration, of shifting consciousness. So in many ways, like this card is really, really about being able to receive the benefit of family and allowing like the shared inspiration of a tribe to uplift all of us. It's like leave no person behind. Like we're all getting up this mountain together. And it's okay if you're like a little bit, you don't have to be perfect. No one's perfect, but we can still work on this process of purification. I think that's the idea, is like understanding that like to create the intention to purify ourselves doesn't mean that we're trying to become perfect, but we are kind of like ridding ourselves of our old narratives, ridding ourselves of our old limiting beliefs, ridding ourselves of our old habits and things like that. And that's the thing, like as you're getting older, you have less and less excuse for being able to just be like, oh, well, like that's like, it just is what it is. Like, it's not my responsibility. You are responsible. You're responsible for choosing how you wake up in the morning, for choosing your habits, for choosing your routines. And again, like every single choice is valuable, because even when you choose the one where it's like, oh, maybe I am just going to indulge again or something like that, there's still value in that, because maybe indulging gets you to the point where you're just like, oh, I'm sick of that. I don't even want that anymore. And then you kind of like realize, okay, what's the alternative? Every choice has value. So again, be it in a family as the smallest unit within the social structure or a greater community connection, every situation is colored by the influence of feelings. The whole is therefore more than the sum of its parts, for the emotional condition of various singular beings has influence on the collective climate. This in turn has its effect on the material manifestations. This is how man reaps what he sows. So in the same way, we're talking about this idea of like, okay, what does it look like when we as a community create this very powerful stream, this very powerful flow of water that is like helping people become more purified, again, in that sense, but then also like flowing into the bigger waters and like entering itself into more of the mainstream. It's weird that we use the term mainstream, into the mainstream culture. And so this is where like individually we work on ourselves. Together we come as community. And then as a community, we enter into the mainstream which influences the bigger story. So again, within the context of like paradigm shift and shifting paradigms and the project of this being a real world game to help shift consciousness, let this be a powerful reminder to understand that what we are doing here together as a tribe, literally you watching this video, you watching this wherever you're watching this, you commenting on this, is us being able to create this shared flow, this shared stream, the shared substance that is entering its way into mainstream culture, that is slowly shifting the paradigms, that is slowly making a difference, that is slowly giving more people inspiration to be able to step into their powers as well. The fertile outcome of collective attempts is expressed in deep connection and humane warmth. By participating in celebrations as they come, common agreements finds its expression in mutual shared joy. Experiences of desire, zest for life, and cheerfulness can be gratefully accepted as a gift of life. And so what is it that we are creating these waters to be? What do we want these waters made out of? We really do want to be able to bring them, to have them be the substance of gratitude, to have them be created from the substance of appreciation, from the substance of joy, from the substance of inspiration. You know, like that is like a powerful thing where if we feel there's like, you know, parts where there are kind of like those moments where we're just like, oh, you know, like I'm feeling like really, really shitty and everything like that. Even then, it's like understanding that those moments can still lead us to gratitude, that those moments can still lead us for the zest of life. You know, it's the yin and the yang, it's the dyadic cyclone. The downs help us appreciate the ups. And so continuing to allow all of us to step into this space together where we see every single day as a celebration, where we see every single day as an opportunity for us to be able to be in this festival of life, and to really have it anchored in the emotions, to really have it be anchored into like the wisdom of our heart, into the wisdom of our deeper purpose. So wrapping it up again, like with this card is a very, very powerful reminder for us to be able to follow and ride the excitement and the emotions of those excitements, the excitement of those emotions, of being here to help change the world, of being here as a creator, of being here as a human being, of being here of service, being here to help change the world, of being amongst a team that is making a difference, of a community of tribe, of those with shared purpose, of those who are celebrating, of those who are continuing to help open new doors, to shift new paradigms. Allow ourselves to see that and to choose to be a part of it, and to know that simply by choosing to show up within each of our individual moments with that appreciation, with that gratitude, we add to that. We add the flavors to the stream. We add like the energy. We add the magic to the waters. And as these waters continue to become like even more magical, more people are going to be like, I want to be a part of that. I want to jump into that. I want to be a part of this energy. I want to be a part of this celebration. I want to be a part of this tribe. And what happens? Like, can you really see like this vision of like in a future where there's like a collective like awakening across like global communities, and literally life just becomes this festival. Every day becomes a celebration. Can we live like that? Yes. Yes, we can. And it begins by just tapping into the inspiration, by knowing that the tribe is there, and by being invited to be a part of this story. So you are a part of this story. You are invited. This is your invitation right now. You're connected to this video. You are not alone. You are part of this celebration. So thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for continuing to work on yourself, continuing to allow the waters to help clean you, the waters to allow you to help open up to new clarity, to purify, to crystallize, to actualize, stepping into your golden self and your self-mastery. So beautiful. Awesome stuff. So that's what just came through with this card. Again, that's just kind of me getting in like theta state. So it's like message from the universe coming to you. So if that resonated with you, if that's just like a little bit of inspiration, be like, oh yeah, okay, cool. Like power of the tribe, power of community, power of shared inspiration, power of the flow, power of the rhythms that we are creating together. And as we create the rhythms, more people will be able to get involved with this. More people will be like, hey, there's a party going on there. Can I join too? Like, how do I get involved too? So let's create this party together. So thank you for creating this party together as a tribe, as a community. So awesome stuff there. Again, traditional meaning: connection, cheerfulness, collective consciousness, fertility, gratefulness, fulfillment, celebration, acceptance. So this is a celebration. So thank you for watching this video. Sending you lots of good vibes this week. allow yourself to carry this thought process with you throughout the week. Allow this day to be a celebration. Allow this week to be a celebration. Allow you to constantly be learning, constantly be growing, and constantly be in the space of gratitude for being here on this earth, this journey, to experience the substance and the gift that is your everyday life. So there you go. All right, tune in again on Monday next week. I'll do another tarot card draw. Please feel free to leave your comments down below. Again, if you would like to do private tarot sessions with me, please feel free to DM me. I'm opening up space to be able to do a little bit more of those in the future, only just a few. And also, if you would like to be able to get involved further with the team, check out ParadigmShiftCentral.com and follow the signal to be able to connect with the core team and apply for your shifter pass. And again, if you would like to be able to just get more one-on-one opportunity with me to be able to help continue to activate, to continue to help assist you in stepping into more of your inspiration, to help create accountability and to be friends, then please feel free to message me about my monthly private coaching opportunities. And yeah, I'd love to be able to chat with you a little bit more about that. Share this video with your friends, smash that like button. Thank you so much for watching this. It is always a pleasure and honor and an opportunity for us to be able to come together to create that inspiration and to kick ass as a team. So until next time, this has been your weekly tarot reading with Brendan. And yeah, tune in again in the future. Much love, keep it shifty, and have a beautiful day. Have a beautiful week. I love you.